What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm taking you through my most recent FPL draft. I am so close to getting the team that I think I could start the season with. This even could be it. We are less than a week away from the start of the season. Let's get into it. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. FPL Harry here, and today, as I mentioned, I'm taking you through my most recent team that I'm pretty happy with, and I really think I could start the season with a team that looks like this, or only a couple of players different from a team that I'm going to show you. So again, we're going to start in goal. I've gone with Ramsdale. There are only 3 keepers I'm considering owning. We've got Edison at 5.5, we've got Ramsdale at 5 million, and then we've got Raya at 4.5 million. For me, Ramsdale sort of combines the clean sheet odds that you get with Edison, maybe not as high, and I understand that, but he also adds a sort of save point, bonus point potential that you get with David Raya, and I think he meets in the middle very well. Again, Arsenal have a really nice run of opening fixtures. They weren't so great at the end of last season, but when they started the season, when Ramsdale fully came into that Arsenal side, they were so good defensively, and I think that they can get back to that form after a strong pre-season, and we might see a little bit of that again in the sort of start of the season, given the fixture run that they've got. 5 million. I'm not set on him. Those are the 3 keepers that I've mentioned, but for now, he's definitely the one that I'm going with. Next to him, we have Gazzaniga, 4 million goalkeeper, just the backup. I will be starting Ramsdale every week again because I love their fixtures so much. Play him every week. Again, I don't rotate keepers. It's just the way I play the game. Into the defence now, again, Trent is in here. He's been in all of the sort of past 2 weeks worth of drafts. I did start with Robbo to try and save a little bit of money, but the more I looked at the underlying data, Trent had to be in there. Trent, for me, is one of the most essential players in FPL this year, along with Mohamed Salah, and we'll get to him in just a moment. Next to Trent, we do have João Cancelo of Manchester City. Again, the 2 of the most expensive players, the most expensive defenders in FPL this year. But Manchester City have, in my eyes, the best opening run of fixtures and the best defence. And for me, Cancelo is the best of their defenders, so why not own him? He is still underpriced, 7 million. If you look at that pricing at other positions in midfield and up front, there is no one in those positions that's going to be able to match Cancelo for points this year. Again, the 200 club, the 200 points overall for him is very much on this year. Now, next to him, we have Reece James, and this is a player I'm keeping a close eye on, looking at the rest of their pre-season as we go into the final week. Their pre-season form has not been good. They lost 4-0 to Arsenal, sort of most recent result at time of recording. They do then play again this evening against Udinese, so we'll be keeping a close eye on what happens in that match from a Chelsea defence point of view. Last season, Reece James was immense. At 6 million, again, he's a fantastic option. My only concern is, again, with the amount of changes that they've got to that defence, to that centre-back line, could there be a bit of unrest, a bit of uncertainty going into the start of the season? And they play Everton and Leeds away with Tottenham at home in their first 3. How many clean sheets do I really expect them to get? And I need Reece James to be getting some attacking returns, I think, for it really to be worthwhile. But I spoke about him. 6 million is a great price for him. He should be 6.5 million, even 7, maybe not quite the same as Cancelo, who I think should be even higher as well. So 6.5 million, I think he's been underpriced. So he's definitely in here. And Chelsea, apart from that Tottenham game, they do have a good start to the season. Next up, we have Diego Dallo. He's the 4.5 defender of choice that I've got. There are a couple that I've looked at. We've looked at Wolves, we've looked at Brighton, and we've looked at Brentford with Ben Mee going there as well. He's one that I could look at. It was Tomiyasu for a lot of time, but because he's injured for Arsenal, it doesn't look like he's going to be fit to start the season. I went with Ramsdale in goal, and I got Dallo in here instead. 3 of the first 4 games are really nice with Brentford, Brighton, and Southampton. I can always look to move him on after that, but it is an incredible run of fixtures for Manchester United to start the season. So he's in there at right back. Doesn't look like Wan-Bissaka is going to be getting near that starting lineup anytime soon. He's been good in pre-season, although the attacking returns haven't been there in FPL in the past when people have owned them. I think he can do it this year. And finally, to complete the defence, we have Trippier, who is looking back to his best. The start of pre-season, we saw him a little bit less far forward, a little bit reserved going forward and defending quite a lot. But the most recent past couple of pre-season games have really shown us the Newcastle that we thought we'd get at the beginning of the season, that we saw in the second half of last season as well, when they finished 3rd in the Premier League in the form table from the turn of the year. So Trippier is in there. He got 2 assists in their most recent game. Their opening fixtures are very good. Again, they have Nottingham Forest, Brighton and Wolves in their first 4, which are great, particularly from a defensive point of view, which is why we've gone and got Trippier in here. Into midfield, Salah is first. I'm not going into the season without Salah. Unless he gets injured in the Community Shield this weekend, there is no chance that I'm going into the season without Salah. He's a great captain captaincy option for pretty much the first 6-8 game weeks. He can score against anyone. He's likely to be the highest scoring FPL player again this year. I don't want to bang on about it. Some of you might be going without Salah in your drafts. Good luck is all I'm going to say. I can't do it. He's in my team. Next to him, our triple Liverpool. We've got Luis Diaz coming in at 8 million. Very happy with him. Again, it looks like Jota is not going to be fit in August. So that means that Diaz is pretty nailed to start on that left wing for the first sort of 3 or 4 games minimum for the start of the season. And then when Jota comes back, I expect him to play through the middle. Diaz will still be first choice. And without the amount of wingers that they had last year, without Mane, Diaz for me is a great option. He showed last year what he can do on the ball. He just needs to convert some of those into goals and assists. But I have gone with him as my triple Liverpool option. Next up, we have Pedro Neto. Again, a great option. With Jimenez out, it's a little bit uncertain about how that's going to impact that Wolves team, but I do really like him. Those fixtures to start the season are great. Again, one of the best runs of fixtures. He's been massively underpriced because of that price drop he got last year. So happy with him to be in my team. He's not going anywhere, again, unless he gets injured. He's one of those nail players in my current FPL draft. And next up, we have a new face, Miguel Almiron. Now, bear with me. This was Leon Bailey, but I've moved to him after the most recent sort of preseason game where Almiron again showed the form that he wants to prove in the Premier League. They were going to sign a right wing and they don't look like they're going to do it, which means now Almiron is fighting for his place and he's scored more goals than any other Newcastle player in pre-season. I think he's up to 6 goals and 2 assists so far in pre-season. Again, their opening run of fixtures, like I spoke with Trippier, are really, really nice, and I can see myself going with him or Bailey to sort of be that first sub, rotate in and out depending on the fixtures. And that pre-season form at just 1% owned, what a differential he could be to start the season. Have you got any big differentials in your 11 at the moment? Drop them in the comments down below. But the final midfielder, I'm pretty sure he's in everyone's drafts that's watching this, is Pereira at Fulham. Again, he is the best 4.5 midfield option by a country mile. Playing in that number 10 role, on set pieces, behind Mitrovic, again for Fulham. He was priced before he made the move. He'd be 5 million. He'd be 5.5 million if he was priced now. An absolute no-brainer. If you've got a 4.5 midfielder, it should definitely be Pereira. So those defense, midfield, again, if you're enjoying the video, if you're enjoying the content, make sure you've smashed that like button, subscribe to the channel as well. There's going to be so many videos, so many streams between now, Game Week 1, and to help you throughout the season to get the best rank and beat all your mini league rivals as well. We're closing in on 25,000 subscribers, so go down below. It's completely free. Subscribe to the channel and help me out a little bit. But up front, of course, we've got Haaland, we've got Jesus, and then we've gone with Plange as my third option. He's moved to Crystal Palace from Arsenal, which is the kit he's wearing at the time recording. He just scored a hat-trick in their most recent game. Now, he's not going to start. Of course, they have a lot of forwards, but with the 5 sub rule, there is a good chance that he gets minutes occasionally off the bench and can just be that third substitute option that I need to go into the start of the season. I did have Greenwood, but I'm worried about him dropping in price early on because of how highly owned he is. I did have Archer at Aston Villa, but again, I'm a bit worried about his minutes, so I'm jumping between any of them, but this will be a 4.5 forward for me to start the season. And then Haaland and Jesus. Jesus is in there again. I think he's been massively underpriced. 8 million. He should have been 8.5, 9 when he was moved to Arsenal. He was, of course, priced when he was at Manchester City. I really like what he's going to offer this year. That main focal point in the Arsenal attack and has looked so good in pre-season. And finally, we have Erling Haaland. 11.5 million. My second premium in my team. He looked good so far in pre-season. There was a few concerns about a few niggles, a few knocks, but he has come out and said he looks fresh and he's available to start the season. Pep has also said he doesn't feel like their new signings are going to need time to embed. They're going to be ready to go for the start of the season, which is always a bit of a concern with those Man City new signings. They often take a little bit of time. So this is my team. The best thing about this team, I haven't announced yet, there is 1 million in the bank. That is right. This team you can sculpt and you can structure however you want. 1 million in the bank. At the moment, I don't really have anywhere I'd want to spend it. I could go Dalla up to Kyle Walker, for example. I could go Ramsdale up to Edison. I could upgrade Almiron to 6 million. Martinelli, for example. There are a few places that I could invest, but right now I built a team I'm very happy with, and if I leave 1 million in the bank for Game Week 1, then that's absolutely fine. The only decisions I've got left to make really is, am I happy with no Spurs in here? I could, for example, the only other transfer decision I'm thinking about is to do Reece James to Robertson and Luis Diaz to Kulusevski. Those 2 moves would get me Spurs cover. It would mean I'd have no Chelsea defence, but I would have double Liverpool defence. Let me know what you think about those potential transfer decisions in the comment section down below. Let me know what your team as well, what your current draft is. Do you like this team? Would you change anything? Thank you all for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Smash that like button. If we could hit 500 likes on this video, that would be amazing. Thank you all very much for watching. Daily videos are here between now and the start of the season. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you're subscribed, and I'll be back again tomorrow.